everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gina and this week we are making no-bake Valentine's Day treats. The recipes that we're going to be making today are Reese's Peanut Butter Heart Rice Krispies, Conversation Heart Fudge, Valentine's Day Snack Bites, and last but not least, chocolate covered strawberries shaped like hearts. So if all of that sounds interesting to you, stick around and we'll get right into the video. Here is everything that you're going to need to make the Rice Krispie treat hearts. 9 by 13 inch baking pan, 5 tablespoons of butter. A stick of butter I'm letting sit out so that we can use that to butter our pan as well as our hands when we're touching the sticky Rice Krispie mixture. 1/4 cup of white chocolate chips, our Rice Krispies, 5 cups, 1 10-ounce package of marshmallows, Reese's Hearts. They came wrapped, but I obviously just unwrapped them. White chocolate flavored Jell-O pudding. They come in little boxes that are 3.3 ounces, and that is what we will be adding in here. And then a big pot to melt everything together and make our Rice Krispie treats. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is take our 9 by 13 inch baking pan, spread the butter on our pan. So we have our large saucepan. We're going to add in our 10-ounce bag of marshmallows and 5 tablespoons of butter. Cook this on low heat until it's all nice and melted. Keep this moving, and you can see it's starting to melt. You want it to get nice and smooth.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. Stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added color.
Now that we have the marshmallows and butter nice and melted and smooth, I'm gonna add in our white chocolate Jell-O pudding mix. I wish you were here to smell this. This smells so good. It smells like sugar, which is my favorite. We're gonna put in our Rice Krispie cereal. Mix it all into our marshmallow, white chocolate pudding, butter mixture. So it's nice and coated. Just gonna kind of make a layer. You could use your hands. I would recommend that you butter your hands so that this doesn't stick to your hands. How many times can I say hands? All right, so now this is our finished product here. And we're gonna let this set for about 15 minutes. It's been about 15 minutes that this has been cooling. I have a metal cookie cutter that's shaped like a heart. You want to do it just a little bit bigger than your candy. We're just going to cut out our Rice Krispie treat with this, and we'll see how this goes.
Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others.
Now we have let these kind of set, and we have melted up some white chocolate. All I did here was put it in the microwave for 30 seconds and then mixed it up and then did 15-second intervals after that, just until it was melted to this consistency. And then we have our Reese's Peanut Butter Hearts that we have previously taken the wrappers off of. The recipe says to just do the chocolate just like this, so it's gonna be white. But I was thinking, why not make it pink? So I'm just gonna add a couple of drops of my red food coloring. I have literally like hardly any left. You can tell what color I like to use. Mix this in. I just think this will be a little more fun. What I'm gonna do is take this and just see how we can do this. Maybe this is not the best way to do this, to just lop it on. Here we go. I think the spoon is going to be the better method. Then we're just going to stick one of our hearts right on top of there. And then you're just going to let that set. And you're going to obviously continue it with all of your other pieces. Okay. And then our last one, put it on like that. And then we are just gonna let these sit. You can put them in the fridge so that the chocolate will harden quicker, but you can also just leave them out. The chocolate will harden as it cools.
Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire. You're my heart's desire.
Here's everything you're gonna need for the conversation heart fudge. Did a little container made out of aluminum foil, you'll notice, because I don't have a 9x9 pan. You can just use any pan, it'll just make it a little bit thicker and it'll spread out a little bit more, but that's totally fine. It will not affect the taste or anything like that. Some cooking spray, just to make sure it doesn't stick. I'm gonna use butter because I don't know where my cooking spray is. Some sweetened condensed milk, we're gonna divide in half, so that's why I poured it all out into this measuring cup. Some semi-sweet chocolate chips and some white chocolate chips. Both of these are 1.5 cups. Red food coloring, half of a teaspoon of our vanilla extract, Himalayan pink sea salt. Not a coincidence, I've just been using this recently. Conversation hearts. And these, looking at them, the sayings are so bad. Like either they don't have the saying or it's really badly printed. So I think I'm just going to use the back side, but if you find better ones that have cute little sayings, I think it'll look a lot better, to be honest. Nice pot to melt up our chocolate in. So let's get started. In my little makeshift pan here, I am going to butter it so that things don't stick. If you have cooking spray, this would be much better to use, but I don't know where mine is. So we are making do. 1.5 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chip. We're gonna do about half of this sweetened condensed milk, which is a little over 1/2 cup. Keep stirring this so that we incorporate everything and we help melt everything evenly.
I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you.
This is looking nice and smooth. Transfer it off the heat. 1/2 teaspoon of our vanilla extract, a pinch of salt. Mix that all in. Now I'm going to bring over my prepared baking dish and pour in the first layer of chocolate. Spread this out. Using my hands. It's not really too warm. We're going to let this chill for 30 minutes in the refrigerator. Now that our semi-sweet chocolate has hardened, we're gonna melt up some of our milk chocolate. This is 1.5 cups of just white chocolate chips. Rest of our sweetened condensed milk. Our heat to medium-low. I'm gonna go a little bit lower because this burner is really big and I don't want it too hot. And we're just gonna keep stirring this up until everything comes together nice and smoothly and we don't have any more big chunks of chocolate. Transfer this off of the heat. You can see it's all nice and melted. We're going to add in our vanilla extract, 1/2 teaspoon, pinch of some of our pink Himalayan salt, 1, 2, 3, 4. drops of red food coloring. We're gonna mix all this up. Here is first layer of semi-sweet chocolate. Pour this right on top of it. Just spread this out to your edges. It's perfect. We got the nice pink chocolate covered. Take our conversation heart. Just gonna use the other side and just press this in here. This cool to room temperature, and then we're gonna chill it in the fridge for about a half an hour. Here is our conversation heart fudge. It's been setting up in the fridge. Now all we have to do is cut this into squares.
Just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day.
This recipe is going to be a little more healthy than some of our other ones that were just pure chocolate and sugar. The main thing that's making them Valentine's Day themes are going to be the M&Ms, and also I'm going to add some sprinkles. So you can easily switch this out for any holiday based on those two ingredients. Some parchment paper here that I'm going to line on a baking sheet, Valentine's Day themed M&Ms, sunflower seeds. You can sub this for pumpkin seeds or even peanuts, shredded coconut, rolled oats. You can use any type of oat, honey, sprinkles. I just have red and pink candy sugars, some peanut butter. You can also use any kind of nut butter. So if you have almond butter, cashew butter, anything will work. And lastly, a bowl so we can mix all these ingredients together. This recipe is really easy to put together, so let's get started. Spread some parchment paper right onto our baking sheet. This is so simple to make. Literally all you have to do is mix all of these ingredients together. So I have 1 cup of oats, 1/4 cup of sunflower seeds, 1/4 cup of your candied M&Ms, 1/4 cup of shredded coconut, 1/4 cup of our honey, and then 1/4 cup of peanut butter. I really like using this rubber scraper. I'm just gonna mix everything together. You'll notice that I did not put in the sprinkles yet. Those come at the end, so I didn't forget. They just don't get put in quite yet. Notice that your dough is sticky. You can put it into the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. If you notice that your dough isn't too firm, you can always add a little more oats to help it. So now we've brought back our baking sheet with the parchment paper, and what you want to do is just make little balls with the dough and just put it on your parchment paper. So this now is done, but I would recommend, so that they stay together, that you put them into the refrigerator for about a half an hour, or if you want to do the freezer for 15 minutes, that would work as well. If you have a small dough scoop, you can also use that, so you'll have more of a uniform size. And just be sure not to handle the dough too much, because it'll start to melt. Here are the finished rolled snack bites. Now I'm just gonna add some pink sugar crystals. Just a little. Whoop. They're gonna come out fast, apparently. I'm also gonna use some red, just to give it a little bit of kind of festiveness. Into the fridge for a half hour or into the freezer for 15 minutes. These will stay fresh for about a week in the fridge, and then if you wanted to freeze them, you could keep them for several months, and you could eat them right from the freezer or just let them thaw for about 5 minutes or so.
You set my world on fire. You set my world on fire.
I feel like you cannot do a no-bake treat video without doing chocolate covered strawberries. And everyone knows about the traditional chocolate covered strawberries. You just dip the strawberry into the chocolate, but I wanted to do something a little more creative. So I'm actually gonna shape the strawberries into a heart, and I'll show you how I do that. So for this recipe, you are going to need just a small baking sheet, some wax paper, strawberries that I've already washed, some toothpicks, some writing gel. You can also melt some red colored candy melts or white chocolate and dye it a little red to squiggle on the top. Chocolate chips, and then obviously a cutting board and a knife. Let's get into this. First thing we're going to do is just cut off the stem of the strawberries. Cut the strawberry right in half. I'm gonna chop a little bit off both sides. Kind of like a heart shape. Then we're gonna take our toothpicks and we're just gonna put it right through so that it looks like a nice little heart. So we're gonna go through all of these. And just kind of do your best to make it look like a heart. There.
I don't know what I'd do without you. You make me smile. What is it that you do?
Pat our strawberries with a paper towel to get rid of the moisture so that the chocolate can stick. Here's the general method to follow when you are trying to cover something in chocolate. You want to put it in so the bottom is covered. You want to put chocolate on top to get it covered. Now you're like, that's a lot of chocolate. Well, you're going to get it off by tapping it off. So then you get kind of a smooth coverage over the top. Last step, get all of the stuff off the bottom of it. And then we're gonna use a knife to scoop it off.
My life was great till you added colors.
Chocolate covered strawberries have been in the refrigerator / freezer, so they're nice and hard. You can choose to remove the toothpick, or you can actually just leave it in and kind of give it that heart with an arrow through it kind of look. I have some writing gel that I'm gonna use. You can get all different kinds. Some kinds actually have sparkles and glitter in them. This is just the only one that they had at the store. And I'm just gonna kind of go back and forth over the heart like that. This one kind of looks like a broken heart. Not gonna lie. So I'm just gonna kind of do that. It makes me think of that movie Valentine's Day, where they had like an anti-Valentine's Day party. I feel like that would be perfect. So we've got our nice, wonderful chocolate covered hearts.
We don't care about the others.
Hope you all liked this video. If you did, smash that thumbs up below. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that bell notification so you know every time I upload a video. Also, in the comments, let me know which recipe was your favorite. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone!